So today we have the 2002 Honda XR70R. We bought this off Facebook Marketplace for like 600 bucks. It didn't run, so we had to fix some issues that it had with the carburetor. So, and today what we're gonna do is we're gonna strip the plastics off, and then we're gonna paint the frame and stuff, so make it all good and new. And then in the next like episodes and stuff of this little series thingy, we're gonna do like new grips, change the oil and stuff like that. Alright, so now I'm removing the seat. So that's one thingy there. Okay. Now let's do the other three. Ooh, this one's a bit hard to reach. Okay, so I removed the three nuts. We can take the seat off now. Alright, so we've took it off. Wow, look at that. Look how dirty that is. That's 24 years of just dirt. Alright, so here you can also see the suspension and stuff and the fuel tank. See that? I'll take the camera. Because look how like dirty and rusty that is. What we're going to do is we're going to paint over that, and we're going to sand it down and stuff, so it looks all brand new. Now I'm going to remove the screws on our little back thing here. They're really rusty, so they get stuck on here pretty good. Almost there. Screw that off my fingers. There it is. Alright, so we've got this little back thingy off, so we took that off. Look at all that dirt too. Alright, so now we can also take a better look at the exhaust. So here we go. As you can see, the exhaust's got a lot of rust on it, and it's quite a bit of it at the end of the muffler and onto like the actual pipe as you go down here. Yeah, so there's a lot of rust. Next, we're going to get rid of these little side plates so we can get a better look at that. Alright, taking off these side things now. Got it. Loose. The rest of my finger because I've loosened it up with the mat. Alright, so there's the first one. Put the screw over here and have a little screw box, and then we'll place this. That's a lot of dirt too, and it's got some numbers and stuff. Alright, put that one there, and let's do the second one. Alright, done the second one. Alright, second one off. This one's not that bad, is it? Anyway, let's put this one here, and then we're gonna do the front panels here. Alright, so now we're gonna take off the fairings, and we're gonna unscrew the things here, the little bolts. It's a lot easier than the other ones because they're just screws, and you don't have to you can only use a screwdriver. It's got a lot of dust in the little hole that they make for the screw, and you can actually see it. Alright. Alright, so let's just wiggle that off. As you can see, I think someone broke this while they were riding and they tried to glue it back together. Wow. And there's a little bit of hay stuck on the thing. Anyways, let's remove this one. This one's getting a little bit tough. Oh, no, got it. Alright, so this one's not that dusty. Yeah. Alright, so here we've took off most of the plastics. We're going to take off this chain guard and this, because we need to have a look at the chain because it looks pretty rusty. Gonna use a bit more. Alright, that's the first screw. That there for now. Alright, let's go on to the second one. Alright, that's the second one. And we've got the chain guard off. And we're going to maneuver it out of here. Like that. Add a little screw guard. And I have to bring it this way. Now, a lot of dirt there. See all that dirt and grime? And looking at the chain itself looks pretty bad with all the rust. And I think we're going to switch to the 8mm bit. And we're going to unscrew this bit. Alright, now we're going to take off this one. I've already took most of the screws off. So, like off the camera. But I've got the last one here. And I'll show it. Take it off and plug it in like that, and I'll screw it with my hands. A bit easier. Alright. Took it off. Wow, look at that. Look how rusty that is. All these parts. Wow. Have a look at that too. Look at how much build up there is. Obviously that can't be good for the bike. And that's why you need to clean your bike so it doesn't get issues. So here we're loosening the front guard here. The handlebars. Almost there. Alright. Got it off. So we have to maneuver it out of here. Like that. Somehow, it's not even that dirty. Look at that. Still gonna need a wash though. Alright, let's put it over here. With all the other plastics. And have a look at that. That's the suspension here, that's the fork. And, oh, here's our screw. That there. Yeah. Alright. It's also pretty dusty. Look at that. If you can see it. Anyway, so. Alright. So here we have this bit. So we've loosened the screws up off camera. And let's just. Oof, I can feel the dirt falling on me right now. There's the nut. Clip that. Put that there for now. And then, ooh, it's like spider webs or something under here, man. Alright, so here's our second nut. And should just pop off. Give it a good wiggle. Oh, there's a third one. Oh, I think this one's really bad. So, did some work, loosened it up. Alright, here we go, we've got it off. There's our nuts. Oh my gosh, look how much dirt that is. Compared to all the other plastics, look how much that is. It's cluttering up a lot. Especially around here. Hello? Who's there on the phone? Alright, so we've finished stripping the bike. And we've got all the plastics over there. So if you could point the camera to the plastics. We've got all the plastics and the engine cover here. And obviously the bike needs a lot of work, as you can tell by this rust and all this dust and dirt. So out through the days, we'll update you with more videos. Tomorrow I'm going to wash the plastics, and I'm pretty sure we'll gurney it too, to give it a good wash and get off all of the dust. Because then on like around Friday, I think, we're going to paint it. So I'm going to paint over all the like rust and stuff that we can't get off the sandpaper, because we're going to sand it down to get the rust off, and then we'll paint over it. Alright, bye.